What's up, everybody? Welcome back to We Are Jersey Entertainment. It's Amazing Amy. We're back with another great Jersey artist. Today we're with NAC. We're going to talk about his album, the Midnight album. We're going to talk about his artistry, some background about him. You know, let's just get to know each other a little bit. Welcome back. How you doing today? Thank you for being with us.
Doing good. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. So I usually like to talk about like a background first, but let's talk about the album because honestly, it was really, really good. I listened to it not too long ago. The Midnight album, make sure y'all go stream that. I listened to it on Spotify. But let's get into a little bit of your creative process with the album. How did you, what was your motive and your message behind creating this?
The message is like, I've always kept the message the same. I've always wanted to like talk about mental health and issues that everyone kind of goes through, even if it's not on like a major level, and just kind of stick with like the idea of like everyone's going through something, but you're never going through it alone. Yeah. So that's why I keep like the dark tones and talk about that stuff. But the inspiration kind of came from like the title, at least, from like Dr. Seuss. Okay. He had these paintings that weren't released until after he died, called the Midnight paintings.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and some of them are like super dark, and then some of them are just like more like Dr. Seuss style. Right. And so I like that idea, and then I kind of went into it to like motivate myself to just go all out with this project. Like, what if this is my last album? Oh. So I like used both of them to kind of like both ideas to kind of like put everything out there. So like if this is the last project, I'm kind of okay with it.
And it's funny you said that because I do get the vibe that it's very well balanced. Like it's 16 songs, first of all. Yeah. That's like a long project for this day and age. Like most people are sticking to like 5 to 8, cramming a lot.
What used to be like an EP is now the album.
So like 16 songs is a lot, and I do get the vibe that it's well balanced. Like in the beginning you get one vibe, and at the end you get a different sound. Like so I definitely feel like you achieved the goal you were going for with like reaching everyone. And also I feel like it's a breath of fresh air, like I said, a lot of artists cram stuff, but I feel like with this you get a journey. I feel like you took me on a journey with this album. How do you feel like your process differs between this project and your last one?
The last one I tried to focus on hitting like more kind of outlandish ideas. I had this whole like ghoul idea, so I had a song in there talking about like eating people and shit. But like this one I took more like to heart and focused on what I was saying more. Yeah. So like some of the topics are like more true to me, like the song Son and Brother. Like it's about like dealing with mental illness and being like the first verse is like confronting my dad. Being like, hey, do you have these issues? And the second verse is more confronting my brother. Being like, do you still go through, like, do you have these issues too, like me? Yeah. So, like, I definitely approach this one with, like, all right, let's just kind of, like, put it more out on the table. Yeah.
It was very relatable in terms of, like, the issues that people go through. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people don't, touch on that anymore. It's just mostly like clout chasing. Yeah, and if they do, it's very like I'm sad and just kind of generic. No one like dives and be like, this is why I'm sad. Do you feel like there's any challenges with addressing mental health in the rap industry? Because I know you classify yourself as an artist, but as a rapper and like with rap culture, how do you still advocate for mental awareness and mental health? Even in that culture, it's definitely more accepted now. Yeah, thanks to like the Kid Cudis and Drakes. Yeah. Like if this was like 20 years ago, it definitely wouldn't be. I'd be known as like the soft rapper. But like, so addressing it now, the hardest part is just trying to be respectful about it, because you can like definitely go too far into it, and then people think you're faking it, and then you cannot go, like you cannot be deep enough with it. And then people were like, oh, well, is he really dealing with it? Because all he really said was this. Yeah. So definitely. The balance is just is the hardest part. It's a thin line, but you just got to make sure. Let's talk about the album art, because that's really interesting. Yeah. Obviously, it's you, but it's also like the soft and the dark side. So explain that a little bit to me. Well, all the like doodles on it, which is also on the hoodie, is all done by my girlfriend. We like collaborated on the cover and everything. She did all the doodles. And she like did such a good job. And then I always stuck with like the red eye theme, so we did put that on the baby picture. But I just like the idea of having like a baby shot, because every rapper does like the baby album kind of face. I was gonna say like it's a familiar play. So I like the idea of like a baby's just happiness and everything, and like with all the background stuff, it's kind of like things the child might see in the future that no one like really predicts as the child. Everyone sees like a baby and just like, oh, they're gonna live happy and stuff. And then there's all this stuff coming in.
Is that like a clothing line, or is that like just something?
This is just like
is this
a little,
exclusive?
just like the exclusive merch, just so I can
Nice.
kind of like promote it.
Nice.
And then the jacket's done by her too.
Dope.
She does like a lot of custom stuff for me.
Well, that's good.
Thank you.
So as far as how your childhood ties into your creative process, because I remember earlier I asked you, a lot of people surprised that you do music or that you're a rapper particularly. So how did you first start getting into making music?
Getting into it, it was just like the first time I remember like being like, oh, I'm gonna actually like be a rapper. Me and my other
Was
friend.
it like a moment?
Yeah, kind of. Me and my other friend, like I would always like write like stupid rhymes and stuff when I was younger, and then like little poetry things in my phone notes. And I remember being like 6th grade, and one friend was like, "Hey man, I gotta tell you something." I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "So I write these like little lines, and I kind of want to make music." And I was like, "I do too."
Wow, yeah.
And then so from there we just started messing around, but it wasn't until like more recently when I dropped the I Am Air project, I started like taking like, okay, this is a business. Like, I started looking at it as like a passion business and stuff. So yeah.
How do you tie in like, you know, the business side of creating music? What's your approach to that?
Just trying to like market like my true self, because that's the hard part. Like definitely sometimes I want to be like, oh, I could just make like a what's poppin'.
Yeah.
Like, let's just make something that like everyone can just bob their head to and be like, this has a flow.
Yeah.
But like it's definitely hard because I don't want to do that type of style. I like being true to myself and talking and keeping the same message that I have right now. So the hardest part is just like kind of promoting myself and using my actual true self as the business.
But I feel like that's the best way to approach any type of
it's
artistry, you know?
Yeah.
Any type of creating anything.
Yeah, it's definitely easier to like back it because it's you.
Right.
You're backing yourself. So like I don't have to like back some like fake business.
And not for nothing, the album's doing numbers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
Like, yeah, you're getting some good streams on Spotify. I'm looking at your numbers like, okay. And then I listen to it and I'm like, rightfully so. Because
thank you.
You have quality and quantity in the album. Like, granted, it is 16 songs, but it's also only, you know, about an hour long. So it's not like you're overwhelmed. So you're sitting there listening and I feel like you're actually getting like what you were trying to do.
There's like substance.
Yeah, exactly.
That's I hope people get that.
There's definitely substance in the album, and I feel like you get that across. So, you know, you're doing numbers rightfully so. So, again, everyone, make sure you go stream the Midnight album. We're going to keep talking about it because it is that good. But what's your process as far as from writing to when you get in the studio and then creating, you know, putting everything together?
Right now, I actually don't even go to studios.
Really?
It's all home recording. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Over the pandemic, I actually took a course at Lake House Studios in Asbury for audio engineering and everything.
Nice.
So this project, I just felt comfortable with doing all the mixing.
Oh wow.
So I was able to stay in a comfort zone in my own place with the recording, the writing.
That's really impressive.
So I was just like, okay, this is all me, and then worst case scenario, I'll send it out to get mastered.
Yeah.
Just to get like the final tweaks that I don't really know how to do.
Yeah.
So with the whole process, I usually find an instrument. Well, I usually have a topic. Like, so I know like for the song Peter Popoff, I wanted to talk about the idea of like false gods and people like idolizing.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I had an idea, and I just had to find the right instrumental.
Yeah.
And then I found the one, and I was like, perfect.
Yeah, that's crazy because you do incorporate so many outside, not influences, but like just different sounds.
Yeah.
Even Peter Popoff, if you don't know who that is, make sure you Google because Peter Popoff is
and it'll make sense
a whole
with the song.
different topic. Yeah.
It clicks better.
But incorporating different sounds from different places can be like too much, but the fact that you did all that yourself, you know what I'm saying, it just makes it even more impressive because it all ties in so smoothly.
Yeah.
What's your journey with spirituality as far as that? Because you do mention like a lot about false gods and you do call yourself the god sometimes. I think I heard that. And there is like some deeper tracks on the album as well. So what's your journey as far as spirituality and how you tie that into your music?
I kind of tied into like near the end of the project with like Save My Soul. I kind of tied into like not the last option, but just like when you don't have like you feel like you don't have anyone physically to reach out for, there's always like a higher power to reach out for. Like the idea of like someone's always listening. Yeah. Kind of. Okay. So I'm not like crazy religious, but at the same time I'm not ruling it out.
Yeah, no, I didn't get religious. I got more of like spiritual and more of like, you know, deeper, something deeper than just yourself. So That's awesome. I'm still blown by the fact that you mixed all that yourself.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
I was gonna also ask, is there do you have a team of anyone that you work with? Is it mostly just you? Is there anyone that you have give their opinion on something before you put it out, stuff like that?
I used to hand out music to just local friends and everything and be like, what do you think? What do you think? And then I felt like I got to a point where I was sending out just too much stuff to them to where the stuff I really cared about, they were like, yeah, we'll get to it. You just sent me 8 tracks, relax, we'll get to this one. So with this project, just because I wanted to stay so true to myself, I didn't really share anything besides when the singles came out. So everything was kind of kept in, and then when the project was done, probably a month before I released it, I went on a drive with a couple of my friends, and then my girl just be like, here's the whole project. All at once, it's coming out, no matter what you say, but I would love your feedback.
Yeah. That's cool, because, you don't want people to feel
yeah.
You don't want to lose people.
Exactly. And sometimes their opinion, I do respect it, but sometimes if it's oh, you should have a more upbeat song, it's pretty sad. It's oh, but I don't want that.
But it's not what you're going for.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like you definitely achieved doing what you wanted to do.
Exactly.
But at the same time, the album is so relatable that I feel whoa.
Yeah.
I kind of
feel
like that. No,
makes me feel so good.
And it's crazy that you're so young, but at the same time, the album does feel, old. It feels like you've been through some stuff. It feels like a lot about life. So, again, extremely relatable to people who don't know you, people who are looking for something else. And we were talking about how it's different now from how some mainstream artists sound. Your sound is different than theirs, but different in a good sense, a breath of fresh air type of sound.
Yeah.
So you mostly do your own everything, but are you looking to collaborate with anybody?
Oh, definitely. Since I got this project out of the way, and I got a lot of my inner out that I wanted to say. The next couple projects this year I want to release just a small EP of just here's some singles that I've been holding on to. Cool. And I also want to release a whole collab album with other Jersey artists, and either that's producers, singers, rappers, instrumentalists, really anyone, just to be let's all come together in this project and see what we can create. Cool.
Again, the feedback from the project has been so good.
Yeah.
Have you gotten anything specifically that's been whoa, that's really good? Any accolades or anything, any features?
I've gotten more producers now hitting me up.
Yeah.
And stuff, yeah. Cool. And then the biggest thing I got back from the project was hearing stuff my mom and people outside of hip hop and everything.
Yeah.
The main circle that I get. It's nice to hear from people that don't really listen to hip hop. Be I heard it and I loved it, I got the message and everything. If you need help, let me know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So as in addition to your collaborations and stuff, you said you're working on an EP and everything. Are you working on any visuals or any?
Yeah, for this one.
Stuff?
For this one, we're working on a couple music videos. We're supposed to be shooting one actually today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, right after this.
Nice.
So yeah, we definitely want to string out this whole project and all the visuals for it. Hopefully, get them all that we want to do this year out and everything, just so when it's ready to drop the EP.
Yeah.
And just keep music going, keep something rolling out.
Nice. How would you, to people who haven't listened to the album, how would you describe it as far as, just people who haven't heard it, how would you describe it? What's the tone of the album?
It definitely has a darker tone. I don't know how to describe it as a whole, but I like breaking it up in sections, so it starts out kind of more upbeat, but still kind of have that darker energy. The first actual song after the intro is Living Out of Body, which has this whole feeling out of body experience and everything. So it kind of starts off the whole project being look, this is going to be more about one person, but thinking about all of the stuff around him. And then it stays in that hype type atmosphere for a couple songs, and then it starts to get into slower and sadder stuff. Yeah.
It's definitely a journey.
Yeah.
And it was a good journey, though. I felt
Thank you.
It was emotional, but I wasn't in my feelings.
Yeah.
It was more introspective. I was...
Exactly.
Listening, and the words were really resonating with me.
Yeah.
So, again, if you're looking for something different than what you're hearing, all the clout chasing music, this is it right here. NAC is a whole different kind of artist. He's real.
Yeah.
That's it. He's real. And what more can you ask for? Exactly. So again, it's definitely something to appreciate.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the
thank you
on the album, on how much stuff, like the numbers, because your streams are really, really good.
Yeah, it's spiked like crazy. I did like I think
and it's out everywhere.
Yeah, it's out every streaming platform. I mean, even like on Google and Amazon, you can listen to it.
Nice.
So we didn't skip out on any atmosphere to listen to it on.
Yep, so you got no excuse.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever you have.
And it's worth it, I'm telling you. It was really, really good.
Awesome, thank you.
And again, like, let's just shout out the jacket one more time.
Yeah.
Because it's just dope.
All done by my girl. She like did all like the cuts and everything.
What does it say right there in the middle?
In the middle?
In the middle down here, the words?
For the
the Midnight Album.
The Midnight Album.
Nice.
And
you dropped some of those, I'm telling you.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I still have some merch left over from the last project.
Okay, cool.
That I want to kick out, but I need places to start opening up to do shows.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really hoping.
Are you looking forward to that? Like,
yeah, it was
crazy.
crazy.
Did you do some before the pandemic?
I've never done a live show.
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The most I did was on my YouTube channel. I have a COVID style show, so like I just did it in the warehouse, just by myself, just so like people can be like, this is what it'd be like kind of live.
Yeah.
But yeah, right as the pandemic hit was when I was like calling out to places.
Wow.
So I got like 5 of the same email, like almost copy and paste of just, sorry, but due to the COVID outbreak, we're not doing shows this year.
That's rough. But you know what though? It wasn't the right time. Like,
exactly.
When it's your time, you're gonna shine.
Yeah, anytime something happens, I was like, it's not meant to be right now.
Hopefully we're out of it soon and you're able to go full fledged. But I'm definitely looking forward to
I got this project though to do shows with. So
yeah.
I didn't have the project before, so
awesome.
Excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. It sounds good. It sounds good. You want to tell anybody anything else they need to know? You want to shout out anytime?
To any like new listeners, if you're like interested after this, being like, oh, I want to check it out. The best way probably to listen to the project is all the way through. Like the shuffle and skipping around and might get lost and not get the full not deep message, but like message and vibe of the whole track. So straight through is the best way. It's like around 40 minutes, not too bad.
Yep, I definitely agree with that. It's definitely worth just giving it a shot and, open your mind up and listen to something different.
Yeah.
So
your commute to work.
There we go. You can follow NAC. What's your Instagram?
Instagram. All my handles are basically just at NAC_NJ, and then the YouTube channel is youtube.com/notachanceTV, and we do vlogs, behind the scenes stuff, and then we're also maybe coming out with a podcast, maybe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just to keep everything going and everything. Gotta stay busy.
Oh, so on your YouTube, you just keep up with like what you do?
Yeah.
So like, do you have the process of the album up there, or like what?
Not this album, but like my last project, all the vlog stuff we did. Like if I do a photo shoot with like any of my guys, like we'll film some behind the scenes stuff.
Nice.
Just so people can kind of see like the person behind the art and everything.
Exactly.
A little more behind the scenes.
All right, get to know NAC on his YouTube channel. Not a Chance TV. Come back to We Are Jersey magazine. Watch this interview. Learn more about him. Thank y'all for showing up, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Thank you
guys.
We are Jersey. We are Jersey.